Now let us understand switch cases in C programming. That switch case can be used when you have multiple decision makings and you have multiple conditions. So whatever condition will be evaluated, its respective case must be executed. It is also considered as an alternative to if-else statement. It makes your code easy to understand, easy for reading, expand it easily and concise when handling multiple values for a single variable. So you can keep on adding multiple cases if you have multiple executions for a single condition. The keywords that are involved in using switch case are switch, which defines the start of the switch case block, case, which defines the specific condition. Case is always checked within the switch block only. Break exits the existing case. So whichever is the current case that is under execution, it helps to exit out of it. And default is optional, where default is the situation where none of the case match. So default will be executed. So let us understand the syntax of switch case. Switch, expression. In expression, you can specify any variable. The value of that variable can be treated for the value of the cases. Moving ahead, there is a curly bracket which says this is the block of switch. Case. I want to write a case for the value evaluated for the given variable. If the value matches, then I will execute this part of block and break. So break says that once the case is executed, go out of the switch and continue with the rest part of the code. If the first value is not evaluated to given case, it will search for the next case. So case 2. If second case matches, then first case won't be executed. It will directly jump to the second case, execute the block of code, break and jump out of the switch case. Likewise, you can keep on writing multiple cases, and if the value of the expression is not matching to any of these cases, let's say if the value of the variable is not matching to first case, neither to second nor to other cases as well, switch will directly jump to default, execute its block of code if any, and then jump out of the block. So this is how the raw flow of the switch case works when you are giving a value to evaluate in switch block, and its respective cases will handle accordingly. Few rules and features of switch case. So the expression type, whenever we mention switch and the value of a variable, like in the first line it was written switch expression. So here in the expression, the value can be any integral part like an int variable or a char variable or even a float variable can work here. The value of case, like we had written case, constant 1, constant 2, right? So for case, you must have the constantual values like 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C. You cannot write a variable's name for the case. See, it is written here, not variables. You cannot write variable's name for cases because cases will hold the actual value for the expression that you have passed. So the matching expression's result will be evaluated for respective case only. Fall through. No break provided, then it will jump to the next case. Yes. So let's see a simple example here. If you have written a case 1, you are writing some piece of code and directly writing case 2, and again you are writing some piece of code, and let us say the switch is evaluated to case 1, it is jumping to case 1, executing its block, but here the break keyword is missing. So it will not jump out of the switch case. It will continue with the next case until it finds the next break. So it may keep on continuing for case 3, case 4 and so on until the break is not found by the control. So it is important to write break keyword for a respective case so switch case works efficiently. Default case is optional, but yes, it is recommended so that it can handle any of the unexpected value. So if the value is say 3 and I don't have 3 value to be evaluated for these cases, then it will jump to default. The case 1 and 2 will be omitted and it will directly jump to default. Execution flow. The program executes the code associated with the first matching case. When the matching case is found, it executes and immediately jumps out of the switch block, and if it does not find any of the case matching, default case will work if it is written. Let us see the program of using switch case. I am giving a value to a variable, and based on the value it will predict which day of the week it is. Okay, so in this program I am just mentioning the weekday pattern from day 1 to 5. So let us begin. Hash include stdio.h int main, the entry point of the program, day equals to 3. So day is an integer variable and its value is 3. Switch day. So the value of day is in the switch block here. So current value is 3. It is going to search for the case whose case value is 3 in this current block. So as we can see, case 3 matches here. The code written in the case 3 will only work and rest will be omitted. So it is written printf Wednesday and break. So on output screen it is going to print Wednesday here, and as it has got a break keyword, it will jump out of the switch, continue with the next line of the code. Okay, now let's say if the value of day was 6 instead of 1 to 5. Now the switch block is getting value 6 and it is searching for case 1 matching 6, no, matching 6, no, no, and so on. So as it finds that none of the cases are matching with the value 6, it is directly jumping to default statement and it is printing invalid day, and then it will come out of the switch block. Please note, at end of every case you are writing break keyword. Default is executed when or none of the values are matching for the cases, and you can write the cases in any sequences, like if you want to write case 5 first, if you want to write default first, if you want to write case 1 at the end in the block, it is totally fine. That does not make difference in the execution. And last important thing is, in switch brackets you have to specify either value or a variable name to evaluate to the case, and in cases you will specify the value which is expected, not the variable's name. Let us jump to another example here where we are dealing with the cases which are of a character type. Int main char grade equals to A. As you can see, grade is of a character type, hence the single quotes are mentioned here. Switch grade, so the value of grade is used here to evaluate to any of the cases available in the block. So case A says printf excellent break. So as our value is A, it will directly jump to case A. It will print excellent on the output screen, and break will take the control out of the switch case. Likewise, if you write any of the value which is not matching to any of the cases, let's say F, then in that case default will be executed and it will say invalid grade and jump out of the switch case. So switch case is very easy, simple to handle, and you can keep on adding multiple cases in your existing switch case block also, and makes your code pretty easy and readable. So let us summarize here what we have understood in this session. The switch case is a decision making control statement that handles multiple conditions efficiently. It allows for clear and concise checking for possible values for a given variable. Key components that can be used to use a switch case are switch, case, break, default. Switch is particularly useful when there are many possible values for a given single variable, and it helps for our code to be more readable. You should always keep on applying break to every case so that it avoids the fall through, and try to use default to handle any of the unmatched condition. So I hope you understood how switch cases can be used in C programming. So switch case is a very good option to work with. Keep practicing. Thank you so much.